The Zerthian war fleet materialized at the edge of the Sol system with the confidence of conquerors who had never known defeat. Commander Vexter stood upon the bridge of the flagship Eternal Dominion, his four eyes scanning the primitive system with casual disdain. In 300 cycles of expansion, the Zerthian Empire had subjugated 47 species. Humanity would be the 40th. Primitive radio signals, his tactical officer reported. They've barely mastered fusion. This will be over before the dual suns rise on the homeworld. Vexter's mandibles clicked in satisfaction. Transmit the surrender demand. Standard protocol. 20 light minutes away, aboard the Earth Defense Force Station Sentinel Prime. Lieutenant Jennifer Hayes sat frozen at her console, her coffee mug halfway to her lips. The readings couldn't be real. 300 contacts, capital ships, each one dwarfing anything humanity had ever built. Ma'am, we're receiving a transmission, her communications officer announced, his voice trembling slightly. Jennifer set down her mug with deliberate calm, though her heart hammered against her ribs. Put it through. The message was simple, translated by the alien's own AI into perfect English. Submit or be eradicated. You have one solar rotation to surrender your species. Get me General Chen, Jennifer said quietly, and wake up Alex. Tell him it's code Blackfall, in the asteroid belt. Concealed within what appeared to be an ordinary mining facility, Captain Alex Morrison was already awake. The proximity alarms had seen to that. He stood in the observation deck of humanity's most closely guarded secret, staring at the behemoth that surrounded him. The Valkyrie, humanity's first and only dreadnought-class battleship. 10 years of construction, every resource Earth could spare. Technology reverse-engineered from a derelict alien probe, improved upon, weaponized, and scaled to proportions that had made the engineering teams question human sanity. All hands to battle stations. Alex spoke into the ship-wide com, his voice steady despite the weight of what was coming. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. The Valkyrie stretched 8 kilometers from bow to stern, a knife for dark matter-reinforced titanium and weapon systems that had never been test-fired at full capacity. Its fusion cores hummed to life, flooding the vessel with enough power to sustain a small city. Along its hull, railgun batteries emerged from their housings like the teeth of some primordial beast. Jennifer's face appeared on Alex's command screen. Even across the light delay he could see the fear she was masking with professionalism. They've given us 24 hours, she said. They won't need that long to start bombing, Alex replied. How long until they reach Earth? 17 hours at their current speed. Alex, there are 300 of them. Even if the Valkyrie is everything we hope it is, Alex interrupted, surprised by the certainty in his own voice. And they're about to find out what happens when you threaten humanity's home. The Zerthian fleet advanced in perfect formation, their shields shimmering with contempt for any resistance. They had detected the orbital defense platform's primitive kinetic weapons that would barely scratch their hulls. They had noted the scattered human ships' fragile things that would crumble, like dried leaves. What they hadn't detected was the Valkyrie, silent and dark in the asteroid belt, its experimental cloaking field-bending sensor waves around its massive frame. Target their flagship, Alex ordered as the enemy fleet passed their position. Full salvo, let's introduce ourselves. The Valkyrie dropped its cloak. For a moment Vexter didn't understand what his sensors were showing him. The contact was too large, the power readings too high. It couldn't be the first railgun rounds hit the Eternal Dominion at a fraction of light speed. Tungsten projectiles, the size of transit vehicles, punched through shields designed to deflect energy weapons. The flagship's hull buckled, atmosphere venting in crystalline plumes. Evasive maneuvers, Vexter screamed, but the Valkyrie was already firing again. Particle beams, focused through quantum lenses, cut through 3 cruisers before the Zerthians could even redirect their shields. Nuclear-tipped missiles, each one carrying enough yield to crack a moon, spread through the formation. The void bloomed with fire. All ships, focus fire on Vexter's order died as he finally saw it. The human battleship materialized before his fleet like death incarnate. Its weapons still firing, its hull absorbing their return fire with contemptuous ease. It was beautiful. It was terrible. It was impossible how, he whispered. Jennifer watched from Sentinel Prime as the battle unfolded, her tactical display struggling to keep pace with the carnage. Alex was carving through the Zerthian fleet like a scalpel through flesh. Every shot was calculated, every maneuver precise. He was outnumbered 300 to 1, and he was winning. Ma'am, her communications officer said, we're receiving another transmission. From the aliens. Let me guess, Jennifer replied. unable to suppress a grim smile. They want to negotiate. The message was desperate now. The translator, catching the fear in the alien commander's voice, ceased fire. We surrender. Please. The transmission cut off as the Eternal Dominion exploded, its reactor breaching in a miniature supernova. Alex's voice came through on the priority channel. Jen, they're breaking formation, running. Let them, Jennifer said. Let them run home and tell their empire what happens when you threaten Earth. Commander Vexter's escape pod tumbled through space, one of the few that had managed to flee. Through the viewport he watched the human battleship Singular alone, impossible hold position among the wreckage of his fleet. 267 ships destroyed, the remaining 33 fleeing in every direction. His people had been so certain, so arrogant. They had seen humanity's primitive technology and assumed weakness. They had been wrong. As his pod systems engaged the FTL drive, Vexter took one last look at the human ship. A name was stenciled across its hull in letters 20 meters high, illuminated now by the fires of his defeat. Valkyrie Earth Defense Force Amethyst. In smaller text, a message in every major galactic language. Here stands. Humean Ito pod jumped to F, carrying Vexter away from the Sol system. Behind him, Alex sat in the command chair of the Valkyrie, surrounded by his exhausted crew, and allowed himself one moment of relief. They had been ready. When humanity's first glimpse of alien life had come as an invasion fleet, they had been ready, and the galaxy would never underestimate them again.